My faith plays an important part of who I am and how I make sense of the world around me. For me, it provides direction, a sense of belonging, and comfort, especially during trying times. And in today's episode, we'll be digging deeper into how spirituality, religion, and faith have connected me into my true healing. Dumelang, welcome back to Healing the Inner Child with Mamingalai. And for my new subscribers, welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you guys around. In today's episode, before we go any further actually, I would like for us to highlight 3 points which have really held it down for me during this process of healing. The first one will be the history that I have with God. The second one will be the strength to forgive. And the third one will be my belief in the life after death. Without wasting any time, let's unpack. But before we do that, there's a quote that I would love to share with you guys from the book Forgiving What You Can't Forget by Lysa. I was reading this book last year between the months of June and July, and I've learned quite a lot from it regarding forgiveness. The quote says, "The experiences I have affect the perceptions that I form. The perceptions that I form eventually becomes the beliefs that I carry. The beliefs that I carry determines what I see." I don't think we can explain it any further. We understand the formula. But if you can explain it, easy for, but what's I would say everything stems from the experience of our pillow. Even our beliefs, the things that we believe about ourselves, about the world, even about God, So as let's get to my history with God. I don't even know where to begin. With this God, who did a lot of things. He taught me a lot of things, and I'm gonna speak a lot of Sesotho today. To those who don't understand Sesotho, at least give these subtitles. Subtitles. Yes, Modimo put resilience. Resilient mo bophelo. It's sad that I don't want to say life is not for the weak. It sounds wrong, but life is not made for the weak. It a thick skin, and unfortunately, how's na Modimo hotata that thick skin, because Modimo for in my point of reference, my point of reference in everything that I was going through, the disappointment, and all of that. But then at the back of my mind, at least I knew, if I can call on this God, regardless of but I knew that He would come through for me, and He did. I now look back and I'm like, the history that I have with this God cannot be erased by anything, unfortunately or fortunately for now. Now that I'm a or I think I know better, because as kids, unfortunately, relationship ka le Modimo e hotse se le storm yana. Ho tlona thata, and ha ke batle le go ipona se ke fihlile mo whereby I would have to invite batho ba bang hore a ke tsebe le fo tla le fo ba ka afeng, empa I am content with this God, and history ke na le yona ke yone interesting hore ha ke during this journey when I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, when I was diagnosed with anxiety, something that I look forward to. because no le thata mo le bana la no le thata, because at the end of the day, yes, the doctor didn't feel a medication or medication or mangata just to deal with what I was going through at that particular moment, the antidepressants, the anxiety med, but I knew there was somebody I'm a whole you know, and ke bonne le ke tlola ho dinka ke kala ho reconnecta le yena ke lokisa relationship ya ka le modimo ka ke nna sharpo, and I realized that in this world modimo ke ne re mhlokang haholo fitisa any other thing, you know, any other thing. How na le modimo you have everything. So that's the short version of the history that I have with God. And unfortunately, fortunately, I'm guessing that change a moment, modimo ke na le yena for anything. Modimo ke star, guys. Yo, modimo ke star. O sa me skipa se ke sa team, the best team in the world. I'm sorry that I had to mention Barcelona. I don't know why, but yeah, like modimo ke star, and he's my cornerstone. He's the cornerstone of everything in my life. Every decision that I take, I always consult with him. And the second point that I would love to talk about is the strength to forgive. Ooh. You know, you can never really heal fully without forgiveness, learning to forgive. And here I'm not talking about forgiving other people or wanting other people to forgive you, but forgiving yourself. I start with you. It had to start with me. I had to forgive myself for all my bad decisions, for the things that I did that I knew that did not align with the true me. I had to forgive myself for that. I had to forgive those who have hurt me, because another thing, with forgiveness, a compassion in order for you to truly forgive people. Understand batho ke batho, and batho ba tla dula le cons, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, things are never really personal. So that's the second thing that I things are not really personal. They are never and they will never be personal. Hence, I love this verse that is found in Ephesians chapter 6 verses 12, hearing, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of darkness in the heavenly places. In full assurance, this verse, it's never personal. The fight is not with human being, but with the darker world, you know, and things that we cannot see, because nobody decides to be a bad person out of nowhere. There's always influence behind that. So I hope Luena, in future, or even currently, if you are dealing with unforgiveness, I just hope you find it in you, because you forgiving as you are not doing anything for the other person, you're doing it for yourself. You are freeing yourself from this burden of unforgiveness, and there's healing in that. O tlo heal, o tlo free, o tlo phela bophelo to the fullest, man. Please learn how to forgive, and also forgiveness doesn't equal to reconciliation. Just because you forgive somebody, it doesn't mean you need to reconcile with that person. Some people who important to from a distance. Us forgiving them doesn't mean we have to bring them closer to us. And this is not us being, but this is us protecting us and realizing some people need to work their own journey alone. And until then, unfortunately, we cannot have this relationship with them. This applies to everybody. Now, honestly, I apply this in all of my relationships, family, friendships, romantic relationships and everything. And it's just one of those things that when I'm not gonna say I'm there, I repeat more fully, so but at least find progress. And the last point that I would like to make is my beliefs in life after death. In short, I believe in life after death 100%. And the main reason behind that is that I believe in the Bible so much, because I've seen evidence in what's in the Bible. So for now, I can why I shouldn't continue believing in everything else. And number 2 is that and there's no way if I believe away after death and just for the longest of time, this God was the God of my parents, but because of the experience and this is one of the reasons why I believe in life after death. Bible improves in the person, this is me talking about me. I'm not generalizing or talking about for other people. I'm talking about me. And it really does feel true to me. Every time when we tell God would always come through. And I would find it like usually in an 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously I can the Bible when those things happen. But after a while, how many must change the situation for the better, and I go back to the Bible. I give my evidence, or the evidence was always there. The evidence was always there. So these 3 points that I've made, is one of the interesting that have led me into my healing, truly healing, and experiencing life fully so. And I just hope and pray that it doesn't have to be a lot of people, when 2 or 3 people are gathered in his name, he's there, and Mudimu ataba hape highly just one soul. So I just hope this video itla thusa but waiting. And I know to some it was and it's okay, because this is me sharing my truth, because God is my truth. I don't want to be negative, because this is not even also about the quantity, but it's about the quality. If it is about if it is motho is if it is about babakae. And that and that we make things right with him, because sometimes maybe because we've turned our backs from God. We've turned our backs from God. So my hope and prayer is that we go back to our cornerstone, and that is God. Let's go back to God, because without him, this life is meaningless.